Welcome to the first LEGO League online training for the robot game. Today we'll be taking you through the mostly evergreen rules you will use in the first LEGO League robot game. Evergreen means these rules won't change much from season to season, but you should take time to review these every season. We'll cover 4 types of rules in this module: guiding principles, definitions, equipment, software and people, and play. We will begin with guiding principles. GP1, gracious professionalism. You are gracious professionals. You compete hard against problems while treating all people with respect and kindness. If you joined First LEGO League with the main goal of winning a robotics competition, you're in the wrong place. GP2 Interpretation. If a detail isn't mentioned, then it doesn't matter. Robot game text means exactly and only what it plainly says. If a word isn't given a game definition, use its common conversational meaning. GP3, benefit of the doubt. If the referee feels something is a very tough call and no one can point to strong text in any particular direction, you get the benefit of the doubt. This good faith courtesy is not to be used as a strategy. GP4, variability. Our suppliers and volunteers try hard to make all fields correct and identical, but you should always expect little defects and differences. Top teams design with these in mind. Examples include border wall splinters, lighting changes, and field mat wrinkles. GP5, information superiority. If 2 official facts disagree or confuse you and read together, here's the order of their authority, with number 1 being the strongest. Number 1, current robot game, updates. Number 2, missions and field setup. Number 3, rules. Number 4, local head referee. In unclear situations, local head referees may make good faith decisions after discussion with rule GP3 in mind. Pictures and video have no authority except when talked about in number 1, number 2, or number 3. Emails and forum comments have no authority. Next, we will move on to our definitions. D1, match. A match is when 2 teams play opposite each other on 2 fields placed north to north. The robot launches 1 or more times from base and tries as many missions as possible. Matches last 2.5 minutes, and the timer never pauses. D2, mission. A mission is an opportunity for the robot to earn points. Missions are written in the form of requirements. Most requirements are results that must be visible to the ref at the end of the match. Some requirements are methods that must be observed by the referee as they happen. D3, equipment. Equipment is everything you bring to a match for mission-related activity. D4, robot. Your robot is your LEGO Mindstorms controller and all the equipment you've combined with it by hand, which is not intended to separate from it except by hand. D5, mission model. A mission model is any LEGO element or structure already at the field when you get there. D6, field. The field is the robot's game environment consisting of mission models on a mat surrounded by border walls, all on a table. Base is part of the field. For full details, refer to your field setup in the Field Setup Guide. D7, base. Base is the space directly above the field's quarter circle region in the southwest. It extends southwest from the curved line to the corner walls, no farther. The diagrams pictured define completely in for base, but apply for any area. D8, launch. Whenever you're done handling the robot and then you make it go, that's a launch. D9, interruption. The next time you interact with the robot after launching it, that's an interruption. D10, transported. When a thing, anything, is purposefully or strategically being taken from its place, and/or moved to a new place, and/or being released in a new place, it is being transported. The process of being transported ends when the thing being transported is no longer in contact with whatever was transporting it. Now we're ready for equipment, software, and people. R1, all equipment. All equipment must be made of Lego-made building parts in original factory condition. Exceptions: Lego string and tubing may be cut shorter. Program reminders on paper are okay off the field. Marker may be used in hidden areas for identification. R2. Controllers. You are allowed only one individual controller in any particular match. It must exactly match a type shown here, except color. All other controllers must be left in the pit area for that match. All remote control or data exchange with robots, including Bluetooth, in the competition area is illegal. This rule limits you to only one individual robot in any particular match. R3. Motors. You are allowed up to 4 individual motors in any particular match. Each one must exactly match a type shown here. You may include more than one of a type, but again, your grand total may not be greater than 4. All other motors must be left in the pit area for that match. No exceptions. R4. External sensors. Use as many external sensors as you like. Each one must exactly match a type shown here. You may include more than one of each type. R5. Other electric or electronic things. No other electric or electronic things are allowed in the competition area for mission-related activity. Exceptions: Lego wires and converter cables are allowed as needed. Allowable power sources are 1 controller's power pack or 6 AA batteries. R6. Non-electric elements. Use as many non-electric Lego-made elements as you like from any set. Exceptions: factory-made wind-up or pullback motors are not allowed. Additional or duplicate mission models are not allowed. R7. Software. The robot may only be programmed using Lego Mindstorm's RCX, NXT, EV3, or RoboLab software, any release. No other software is allowed. Patches, add-ons, and new versions of the allowable software from the manufacturers, Lego and NI, are allowed, but toolkits, including the LabVIEW toolkit, are not allowed. R8. Technicians. Only 2 team members called technicians are allowed at the competition field at once. Except others may step in for true emergency repairs during the match, then step away. The rest of the team must stand back as directed by tournament officials, with the exception of fresh technicians being able to switch places with current technicians at any time if desired. Finally, we wrap up with play. R9. Before the match starts. After getting to the field on time, technicians have at least 1 minute to prepare. During this special time only, the technicians may also ask the referee to be sure a mission model or setup is correct, and/or calibrate light or color sensors anywhere they like. R10. Handling during the match. Technicians are not allowed to interact with any part of the field that's not completely in base. Exceptions: technicians may interrupt the robot anytime. Technicians may pick up equipment that broke off the robot unintentionally, anywhere, anytime. Technicians are not allowed to cause anything to move or extend over the baseline, even partly. Exceptions: of course, technicians may launch the robot. Technicians may move, handle, or store things off the field anytime. If something accidentally crosses the baseline, just calmly take it back. No problem. Anything the robot affects, good or bad, or puts completely outside base stays as is unless the robot changes it. Nothing is ever repositioned, so technicians can try again. R11. Mission model handling. Technicians are not allowed to take mission models apart, even temporarily. If technicians combine a mission model with something, including the robot, the combination must be loose enough that if asked to do so, the technicians could pick the mission model up and nothing else would come with it. R12 Storage. Anything completely in base may be moved or stored off the field, but must stay in view of the referee on a stand. Everything in off-field storage counts as being completely in base. R13 Launching. A proper launch or relaunch goes like this. Here are the elements needed for ready situation. The team's robot and everything in base it's about to move or use is arranged by hand, as the technicians like all fitting completely in base and measuring no taller than 12 inches, 30.5 centimeters. The referee can see that nothing on the field is moving or being handled. At the sound of go, a technician will reach down and touch a button or signal a sensor to activate a program. First launch of the match. Here, accurate fair timing is needed, so the exact time to launch is the beginning of the last word or sound in the countdown, such as ready, set, go, or beep. R14 Interrupting. If a technician interrupts a robot, he or she must stop it immediately, then calmly pick it up for a relaunch if one is intended. Here's what happens to the robot and anything it was transporting, depending on where each was at the time. If the robot is completely in base, relaunch. Is not completely in base, relaunch plus penalty. If the transported thing is completely in base, keep it. Is not completely in base, give it to the referee. The penalty is described with the missions. R15 Stranding. If the uninterrupted robot loses something it was transporting, that thing must be allowed to come to rest. If the transported thing is completely in base, keep it. Is partly in base, give it to the referee. Is completely outside base, leave as is. R16 Interference. Teams are not allowed to negatively affect the other team except as described in a mission. Missions the other team tries but fails because of illegal action by a team or its robot will count for them. R17 Field Damage. If the robot separates dual lock or breaks a mission model, missions obviously made possible or easier by this damage or the action that caused it do not score. R18 End of match. As the match ends, everything must be preserved exactly as is. If your robot is moving, stop it as soon as possible and leave it in place. Changes after the end don't count. After that, hands off everything until after the referee has given the okay to reset the table. R19 Scoring. Score sheet. The referee discusses what happened and inspects the field with you mission by mission. If the technicians agree with everything, they sign the sheet and the score sheet is final. If the technicians don't agree with something, the head referee makes the final decision. Impact. Only a team's best score from a regular match play counts toward awards or advancement. Playoffs, if held, are just for extra fun. Ties. Ties are broken using second, then third best scores. If still not settled, tournament officials decide what to do. Be sure to read your season-specific rules in your challenge guide and stay current with the robot game updates as your season progresses. Thank you for watching and good luck this season. Don't forget to have fun.